Welcome to the Forever Blues podcast. Glad that you're with us, and just a big thanks before we get going to our principal partners, Davison's Law. After last week, pleasantly surprised to have a special guest in Paul Tait, and I'm delighted to say that he's returning to the fold, and so we're going to get some more words of wisdom from Taity, which we are all delighted about. I know the reception that he received from everybody out there was very, very good as well. So welcome back, Taity.
Great being here again, Tatts. Great seeing you again. Fantastic welcome.
You said that with such feeling as well. Let's get straight into it. Let's first off, before we get into the nitty gritty of the games ahead and the transfer window, let's talk about Oxford United. We spoke a little bit off camera, off air about how what you spoke about last week in Blues and away performances basically came to fruition against Oxford, didn't it? I mean, that first 5 minutes, they were putting crosses in the box. Blues are a bit ropey and what have you, but they weathered that storm and then controlled the game, really.
Yeah, it's really weird because what I spoke about last week about if I'm a manager playing against Birmingham, to get my team at it straight away in the faces of Birmingham and go for it and see what happens. If you get an early goal, the possibly will crumble, because that's what's happened most of the season. And I'm sat there watching, I think it was the first 4 minutes I made notes, and I was like, oh my days, what's actually happening here? They are really going for it. It's a bobbly pitch. Yeah. It's a firm pitch. And we were trying to play football rather than what we said about getting the ball earlier, possibly in the first 15, 20 minutes and being quite compact. I think we were quite fortunate. First 4 or 5 minutes, if that one of those chances that they did have, half chances, would have gone in, it would have been a whole different ball game. So I think we got away with it the first 5 minutes, and you're rightly saying that after that early storm, we took control of the game, and it wasn't up until the last 5 minutes, shall we say, where they actually had a couple of more shots at goal, but we were comfortable for 80 odd minutes.
And something you also spoke about as well, the opening goal, Pake's free kick that obviously was deflected in, that came from a ball over the top, down the side, whatever you call it, from Wagner to Osman, who commits the defender to make a rash tackle. So Blues are able, or they look like they're mixing their game up a little bit now.
Well, we did on Saturday, didn't we? For the first time, I think the managers actually looked at that and thought, the pace that we've got with Osman, which was frightening. I mean, he gave their right back, I think it was Spencer, such a tough game. It was a great battle between the two. When you've got somebody in your team who can run like that, it's a massive outlet. That you can just stick that ball in the corners, create the space and say, listen, let's get our team up the pitch. He had a fantastic game. Yeah,
he's a real thorn in their side all game, wasn't he?
I've never seen anyone so quick when he got that ball. I mean, their right back Spencer, he's pretty quick as well. But the first 5 yards, he was like, wow, this kid's like a proper 100-metre sprinter.
Told you he's the new Louis Donovan.
Just got to, I don't think he's as balmy as Louis the DJ. But it was just great to see. I think everything, we spoke about it last week, didn't we? About playing on the front foot, utilising our pace. With Stano as well, playing at the head of our forward line on Saturday. I thought he led the line very well as well, Stano, until he come off. It was just great to see. It was great to see us mixing it up for once, instead of playing easy football and playing in front of centre halves. As I said last week, defenders don't like running back, and they did it a lot. And you could see their back three were struggling. And it was a great outlet for us.
Another interesting factor from that game, Jhon Solís made his starting debut. Obviously, we'd seen him coming on as substitute, so it was nice to get a view of him over a 90-minute period rather than a quantum of Solís.
Absolutely. Oh, very good, Tatts.
Sorry, I've been working on that all week.
You're wasted.
I am wasted.
I thought he had a fantastic game. I think he complements Pake very well.
What does he bring?
He brings an assurity to that middle of the pitch. He gets his foot in. There's an authority about him, a physical presence. I really like him, and I think he'll get better with each game when he starts, to realise what British football's all about. I thought he was fantastic, and it was nice to see. And I think if he plays in there with either Pake or Tommy Doyle, I think it will be fantastic. You know, and for us to have that option with Tommy Doyle on the bench as well, coming on as well. You know, the future bodes well. But I really like Solís. There's no airs or graces with him. I wouldn't say he's fantastic in possession, but he breaks up that play. He can run.
Which he covers the ground, isn't it?
That's what I've been saying it for a long time now. We haven't got a midfield who can actually get about the pitch, and I think you need that. I think in the middle of the park, you need someone who can run, who can stick the foot in. And he brought that to the fore on Saturday, and it was great to see.
Second goal was really well worked and obviously taken by Marvin Dutch, and we saw a little bit of Vicente in that move as well. Interesting. Patrick Roberts starts, Vicente comes on, but he made an impact as well. And again, you can probably see what he's like to bring.
Yeah, well, let's talk first about the goal. Let's talk about Kyle Wagner.
Yeah.
The fantastic tackle. Just before that, Osman, great run, just got the ball taken off him just as he got in the box, but chased back as well. When he lost the ball, he run, another 30, 40 yards to put pressure on the defender, whereas the Oxford player runs straight into Kyle Wagner with a fantastic crunching tackle, which you don't see in today's football. It's very much like a Gary Cooper-esque, who I played for, or not so much like a Martin Granger type tackle.
Uncompromising.
Just lovely to see, wasn't it? Just a really tough tackle on the halfway line. Great little ball down the line, and it all built from there. Little 1-2 with Marvin Dutch, who continued his run.
That was
Do you know what I mean? That's the key. You know, Marvin Dutch is great at dropping off. I don't think he leads the line very well, but in that little 10 role there, I think he's great at linking up play. I think he's a very clever footballer. Little 1-2, good ball in the box. I think it was Prisky who got the first touch on it. Little bit of ingenuity on the edge of the box from Vicente, and what a finish! It's a really good goal. You know, it was great to see Vicente coming on it, and already you can see with him, he's got that aura about him, something different, something like a calmness in his play, which is going to be great for us, I think, moving forward.
And again, he's another player that will play direct.
Yeah.
There's no messing about, I don't think. He's not a jinky winger.
No.
He's not a Patrick Roberts, he's different. So again, that provides another option for me. Just after half-time, Blues could have made it 2-0 then, 48th minute. Jay Stansfield gets into a very good position, doesn't get his shot away. I think most of us watching would have thought, go on, hit it, you got an ideal opportunity. In the end, he puts it across the goal, and I think it was
Osman, I think.
Yeah, Osman hits the post, isn't it? Didn't he? So it was interesting. Was that a bit of a microcosm of what Jay Stansfield's going through at the moment? In terms
in front of goal.
In front of goal.
In front of goal, obviously, I think. I was gobsmacked that he didn't take that shot on. Lovely bit of play. Let's not forget that on the edge of the box. I think it was Dutch as well, put him in. I think it was a little 1-2. Great bit of play on the edge of the box. But when you saw Stan's first touch, I thought he'd have a touch and hit it. But he had another touch. When you saw where he actually hit the ball from, where he crossed it from, the edge of the 6-yard box, I think his second touch took him away from where he needed to be. But still, I was expecting... the back of the net's a ball. I was thinking, just hit that ball. But then you're looking at a player, probably hasn't scored for 13 games, and something just clicked in his head that I'm going to cross it. But I'm not taking away from the fact that I thought he led the line very well. Jay Stansfield, I thought he run in those channels. He occupied their centre halves. He was a threat. And I think just missing from his game at the moment is that goal. And any forward will tell you, when you've gone through a number of games without scoring, it does play on your mind, because at the end of the day, you're there to score goals. You you look at the supporters. Well, he's not scoring, but they seem to forget all the fantastic work rate, the runs he was making, the occupying of centre halves. Doesn't come into it, because when you read the papers the next day, you look at the goal scorers and his name's not down. As a forward, you want to be on that. You want to be on that team sheet. That's what you're judged on.
The transfer window slammed shut, because it always slams shut. In the week. Let's talk about the business that Blues did. I mean, on the website, the Forever Blues website, I said that Blues were quite aggressive, quite ruthless in what they did this January in their work. 7 players in, 13 out. It's quite a turnover in the month. And I think they did a lot of their work. I think their minds were made up, particularly after that Watford game on New Year's Day. That we have to action certain things, we have to do this, we have to address certain needs, say the pace, the physicality, the depth, but add a bit of youth into it. I think they've done all of that. How would you assess Blues transfer window? Good, bad, indifferent, impressive, risky? How would you assess it?
Impressive, risky. We don't know yet. Bear in mind, they haven't played as a team together really, the players coming in. Mm-hmm. But the quality that we have signed, coming like the 2 players from La Liga, they're very good players, aren't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And already what we've seen with Solís and the cameo performance from Vicente, they looks really good business. Mm-hmm. The players that went out, I'm not too surprised. I think our recruitment staff and the manager have looked at what we had last season. Very good team for League One. Added to it over the close season, but still not enough. Still not enough. We still needed a little bit extra. And you're right that the club have been ruthless in letting so many players go.
And paying them up. They've had to pay people to go as well. Let's not forget that. And I think Blues have spent around about 15 million as well.
Yeah.
So they've not stood still there, have they?
Well, the owners know where they want to be.
Yeah.
As I said last week, I haven't seen any team in that league that I'm really fearful of. The opportunity is there for us. We're 5 points off the playoffs, and Wrexham, who arguably who come up with us last season, there's a little bit of animosity between
a bit of needle
between the club. Yeah. They're in the final playoff spot. Are they better than us at the moment? The league table says yes, they are. They've got a set way of playing. They're very good at it, but that's for us to get into that 6th place, it's easily achievable. But we've got to just improve our away form, which we have done. Mm-hmm. Our home form is very, very strong. It's probably the strongest in the league. There's nothing there to worry me at the moment. Where I'm seeing just positivity. The transfer window looks a good transfer window for us. And it's time to kick on now, starting with the game on Saturday.
Yeah, and it is remarkable to think. I mean, you look at it from the 17 players that were signed the summer prior to the League One campaign. There's only 4 that remain in the squad. It's amazing, remarkable, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's developing at a rate of knots, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
for sure. And one of the interesting ones for me as well, I think we were all expecting it to happen, and it was confirmed on transfer deadline day. Patrick Roberts, loan from Sunderland, made permanent. How big a player and how big a signing? How big a player has he been so far, and how big a signing is that?
He's been fantastic this season for us. I said the last 2 months, and I'll argue our best, most creative player. He's a very clever footballer, played at a great level all his career. We were talking last week, weren't we, about how's he going to fit into the team now? Vicente's here, which is let's see Saturday. Is he going to start, or is Vicente going to make his home debut from the off? But it's a good problem to have. We've got 2 fantastic players vying for that position. Where is Patrick Roberts going to play? Is he going to start every week, or they're going to find a new position for him? But to have him either playing or coming off the bench, it can only be a massive plus for us.
Yeah,
I'm glad we've got it over the line. And I was worried last week. I thought with Vicente coming in, is Roberts is he off? But the club have signed, made a 2.5 year deal, and I'm chuffed.
Yeah, I'm in agreement on that. Another addition on deadline day, again filled a need that Chris Davies identified. Jonathan Panza coming in from Rio Ave in Portugal, only till the end of the season. Interesting one. Obviously, left side centre half.
Yeah.
So, as I said there, that Chris Davies wanted cover for centre back, even left back at a push, and he's brought somebody in. And in this instance, he has played Championship football. He has got 25, but he has got decent experience.
Yeah, started off at Chelsea, didn't he, as a young lad? And what Chelsea do, their model is bring them in, you never heard of them, then loan them out all over Europe. He has played for Coventry. I think where else he was at as well. So he has got experience playing over here in a good standard. He's that left footer, he's a big lad, can play left back. So if we do have a problem with Wagner, Cochrane's out, he can fill in there as well. And as I said last week, that balance in the centre half position with the left footer and the right footer, I always prefer that. And it's up to him now. He's only here for 6 months. It's up to him to try and forge a career back over here. If he does really well, you never know what's going to happen in the game. Something might happen Saturday, and he might come on or be thrown into the lion's den, shall we say? It's a not much of a risk because is known to the league.
Yeah, it's helping to cover bases as well, isn't it? For Blues squad. 29 games for Coventry when they got to the playoff final. So he knows what he's coming into. And I think of the 7 new signings, if you want to put Patrick Roberts as a signing, 5 of them have not played at this level before, so they are new to the league, which, as we mentioned, is it a little bit risky, but it's a calculated risk because Blues see an upside, I guess, in these players and believe that they can add value in the here and now, and probably someone like Prisker in a longer term as well, and Solís.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are buying youth as well, aren't we? We're having players who have got something about them, have got a good record in the country where they've come from. It remains to be seen how good they're going to be. I think, was it Prisker, did he get whacked on Saturday when he come on, he welcome to the Championship? And that's what he's got to get used to.
Exactly.
He's probably never had that.
Yeah.
You know, playing for Jardines in Sweden. I think he's a Danish lad, but he's probably never been smashed to bits by a big centre half before as what he's going to get in the Championship. And there'll be lots more of that to come.
Yeah.
Probably he needs to have a word with Marvin Dusk to sell him exactly what it is actually like playing over here.
I still love that Marvin Duck's comment about every week you're playing against 2 oxen at the back. And that's what it's like. And he's saying they can do what they want against you.
You've got to stand up and be counted. It's a fight, and only the strongest survive. You know, and I'm sure he's quite happy with Jay Stansfield leading the line on Saturday, where he can just drop into that 10 role,
plays little bounce passes,
and you can see straight away he's far more suited to that. He's better. You listen, he's played twice for Germany. Yeah. He's played for Warsaw. He's played in the Bundesliga, in a fantastic league. He's obviously a good player. We've just got to get the best out of him. Yeah. I think him just dropping off in that 10 role, with his little clever passes that he does, especially in around the box, it's massive for us moving forward.
Yeah, I think just going back to that, when he was in Germany, he played that sort of role, and Nicholas Füllkrug was also playing for Bremen, and they had a really good combination. Yeah. And if they can build that, because if in effect he's going to be our 10, if you want to, although he's not a 10, he's a 10, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I'm with you on that. That could be a very interesting combination, just those two there. Yeah. On to the weekend, Leicester City first up at home. Crisis Club 1 before we play Crisis Club 2 on Tuesday, West Bromwich Albion at St Andrews as well. Interesting couple of games coming up for Blues. Let's deal with Leicester first. Obviously, Martí Cifuentes was sacked. Andy King comes in as interim manager. They lose 2-0 at home to Charlton, the last game. Lyndon Dykes scoring there, by the way. And six defeats in 9 games. There's, the natives are a bit restless. They're on the back of the ownership, etc., etc. Arguably a good time to play Leicester, where Blues, the tails are up. We've had a good window, etc., etc.
Absolutely. Why not? I mean, if you've seen, I know they got beat 2-0 by Charlton, but I think they had a player sent off after 15 20 minutes or something like that. O'Carley, the centre half, with an absolute ridiculous challenge. Why they left one player back against Leeburn, who's about 6'5", on the halfway line, is bizarre setup so early in the game. They weren't chasing the game. But Leicester did a job on us at Filbert Street, at the King Power. Yeah. They weren't great, but they did a job on us. It's going to be a tough game. It's another, I wouldn't say local derby, but it's East West Midlands, isn't it? And I've said to you before, there's no easy game in the Championship. They've made 3 signings, haven't they? Lascelles from Newcastle, who started off his career at Forest. So he knows the area. Big lump. He hasn't played many games, but he's going to bring experience to the back line.
Is that what that one's about? To bring some of that?
I would say so.
I think and like leadership.
Yeah, I think so. If you look at their game against Charlton, they're all over the place at the back. I think that they need someone, a commanding figure who's going to organise, and that's what he brings to you. I think there's about 5 or 6 clubs in for him. He's a decent player, but he hasn't played that many games, so it'd be good for us as a forward line, if Jay plays, if Stano plays, to try and run him a bit. Try and get him behind him with the pace of Osman as well. Try and listen, lads. This lad hasn't played for a long time.
Test him.
Let's test him. Let's test him early doors. Joe Rebo, who I know from these days at Rangers, he's at Southampton, I think. Decent player, left-footed, good. And the lad, was it Muksala or something?
Divine Mukasa.
Mukasa from Man City, England, and not international. Don't know much about that lad, but they've brought 3 players in, which they had to. Listen, we're at home. I don't fear anyone playing at St Andrews, and we are on the up. Confidence is sky high, and I'm expecting us fingers crossed to get 3 points.
Okay, yeah, I'll go along with that. And just also a little bit about Leicester, just to finish off. It looks like King has brought Harry Winks back into the fold. They may be without Hamza Chowdhury, who was injured. And also, probably their biggest miss so far this season is Jordan James, injured, been their standout player. It's a shame that we won't see JJ back at St Andrews, but fair play to him for the sort of career he's forged since he came through at Blues and forced his way through.
Amazing, isn't it? How he was a lad at Blues. There was 50-50 whether we were going to take him, and he's forged a career. He's a very unassuming lad, nice kid. And he's done really well, hasn't he, for himself? And he has scored goals for Leicester this season. He's had a great little career so far for Wales as well. And he's going to be a miss for them. Yeah. But then bringing Harry Winks back into the fold, who's a proven Premiership player. I don't know what happened with him with the last manager, but he can play. He keeps that ball. He keeps the ball moving. It's. I keep on saying it's going to be a tough game. They're all tough in the Championship, but I expect us to get 3 points with the momentum we've got at the moment, the players that we've brought in. Let's see how it goes Saturday. Just
going back to JJ, it was an interesting one, as you'll know from your time at Blues in the academy. When he was coming through, he had a few injury problems, growth problems, and stuff like that. And so he played down an age group for quite a considerable time, but found himself, came through, and I think the first team and the 21s, 18s, as it were, it was 18s, were training on adjacent pitches at West Hills, and Lee Bowyer just said, who's that blonde kid there? Yeah. Caught his eye for 10, 15 minutes of the training he saw it. He said, bring him over to the first team.
Brilliant.
And before you know it, then he played in pre-season and what have you. And then Lee Bowyer went, I like this kid, let's give him an opportunity. Yeah. Just shows you how, sliding doors moments I call them. It just shows you how, and JJ is a very good player, and he's really gone on to do well, and obviously representing Wales as well. So it just shows you, doesn't it? You just never know in football.
That's the beauty of having the first team and the academy training next to each other. Because when I played, and you can see the first team training on the pitches across from you, and that's where you aspire to be. That's where you want to be, and sometimes they need some more numbers coming across. Can you come and help us? And you can go and have a go and show the management what you can do. Whereas at the moment,
split
sites down at Epic, first academy at West Hills, you're 20 minutes away by minibus, and you've got to get in the minibus, go all the way down there. That's the one sad thing about it for me. And it's all about opinions. I know JJ's split with the Blues fans really. Some said he didn't fancy him. Some said I really fancy him. It's all about opinions. And for any youngster out there, who just, you've got just to believe in yourself, as JJ has done, and he's worked so hard to get where he's at the moment, and credit to him.
On to Tuesday game, West Bromwich Albion at home. In midweek, Aaron Kassam stuck him in the relegation zone, didn't he? Scoring for Blackburn Rovers. They're in a right old funk, aren't they? Lost 7 of 9. Fans turning on them a little bit. We saw that incident with Isaac Price, sort of trying to square up to the away support at Portsmouth where they lost. It's not good at the moment, is it? And bringing in Eric Ramsey, a rookie 34-year-old coach from America, to replace Ryan Mason, for me it was a little bit of a gamble, because he plays a certain way.
Yeah, huge gamble.
He concedes possession, looks for so-called moments, and he's very set-piece reliant. So to parachute somebody in with a group of players that maybe aren't used to playing that way or don't suit playing that way, it was an eye-opener. Yeah. And so far, obviously, it's not worked.
Yeah, I know a lot of Albion supporters, my friends, and it's shocking to see where they are and what they're going through. It's a proud club, proud fan base. I personally, for them, I said to my friends, I said, I can't believe you got rid of Ryan Mason. I thought, write this season off. It would have kept you up, and then get to the end of the season, and then probably change manager. To make such a huge decision at this stage of the season, bringing a manager from America in, is baffling, if I'm honest with you. To me, you go into a football club, you look at what you're working with. I don't think you should try and implement what you believe straight away. I think you need to look at, can these players do what I'm asking. Like when Ryan really come to Birmingham, he was trying to get us to play away, which we didn't have the personnel to do it, and it didn't work, unfortunately. So for me, and looking at that situation that West Brom in at the moment, it's a very sad, sorry state for them. And can we take advantage of them? They're not want to come to St Andrews on next Tuesday and get turned over. They've got the Saleh 2,000 supporters there. Yeah, they're under the cosh at the minute, but it's a local derby. They're not going to come and lie down like some people think. Yes, they are struggling, but it's still a local derby. I'm hoping that they pull themselves round. Obviously not next Tuesday, but it is a sorry state of affairs to see a club like West Brom down there.
In fairness to Eric Ramsey, he did say, "Look, I'm not wedded to this one way of playing. I can adapt," and that's I think he's going to have to with the squad that they've got, because it does seem things aren't quite right, and obviously the sporting director Andrew Nestor as well, the knock-on effect there. There's all sorts there. We know they've got well documented issues with PSR.
Yeah,
they have to be very careful, and I think that was reflected in the window. I mean, the work that they did, they just brought in young lads, basically.
I think they bring the lad in from Villa, who they let go to Villa.
Yeah,
and that hasn't gone down very well.
Jamal Alaba,
yeah. So I don't think that's gone down very well with the academy lads who have been loaned out from the Albion at the moment.
It's a weird one. He spent 10 years at Albion. Villa went to Villa 2023. I mean, they paid £1 million for him or whatever. So it is an unusual one for him to go back for his first big loan move. To going back there, isn't it?
Crazy. Yeah. And apparently he's a very good player, but it's still a very strange one for Albion. And you're right, the transfer window hasn't been eye-opening, shall we say, in a positive way. Yeah,
they've got 2 Palace players in, another 19-year-old, Hindolo Mustafa, attacking midfielder, and then wing-back Danny Imre. Again, a couple of lads relatively unproven. They've not gone for, as Leicester did, Jamal Lascelles, a bit of Aribo, a bit of experience to try to help them.
Yeah, they haven't gone for the tried and tested model. They've gone for lads who are untested, throwing them into a relegation battle now, and with the fans and the team, they're not seeing eye to eye for obvious reasons. And I get where Isaac's price is coming from. I don't agree with it, but it's frustration, and I hear the fans because believe me, I played in many games where you've been pumped and you've got to go across the fans, you've got to thank them, and you've got to take it on the chin. You're going to get absolute dog's abuse, and rightly so. If you've been beat 3, 4, 5,
is he showing that he cared, if you know what I mean?
He does care. Players do care. They don't go out onto the pitch and want to get beat. It's frustrating.
Marvin Dutch had it, of course.
Marvin Dutch had it at Watford. Yeah. We got beat 3-0, and he was. You've seen all the things on social media where he's getting slaughtered by the supporters, and he rose to it, and he took the bait. But it's just frustration. Yeah. The fans are frustrated. Listen, our fans don't want to go to the game and slaughter the team. They want us to do well. But when they see us getting beat, they travel, they pay the money, they see us getting beat 3-0, 4-0, whatever, putting in a really poor performance, they're gonna vent. And you as a professional, you've got to take it on the chin. As I said to you before last week, I was 17, 18 in the first team getting booed when they read my name out. I could have sunk. And but I didn't roll my sleeves up. And went, right then, let's get this party started. So you've got to show a bit of character as a player, but I think as fans as well, players don't go out onto that pitch to perform badly. It's confidence, mate, most of the time, and you can see something isn't right at West Brom at the moment between the management and the players. There's something. It's obvious to see it's not working.
It'll be very interesting to see where Blues are at after these 2 home games. And I'll throw this question at you now before we obviously know the outcome. Do you think what has been done in January can catapult Blues to be serious, sustained contenders for getting in the top 6 and promotion?
If we sort out our away form, which we're slowly but surely doing, I know we've had a draw at Swansea, beat Sheffield Wednesday at bottom, and beaten Oxford just above them. So we're not. We've still got to go to Hull, still got to go to Ipswich, got to play Middlesbrough at home, still got some massive games coming up. But as I said, what I've seen this season in this league is very much of a muchness. There's nothing that I fear. I am expecting us, I'm going to put a bit of pressure on them there, I am expecting us to break into that top 6, okay, with what we've done, the business that we've done, and the momentum. I can feel the fans as well going now, is the tide turning away from home? Yeah. Our own form is fantastic. But so just our away form, which, if anything's going to let us down, it's obviously going to be that. That's the thing. But I've got this feeling that we're going to do it.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Taity. Thanks for
No
your,
problem.
as I said, words of wisdom again this week. It's great to have you back, and hopefully we'll be making this a regular occurrence.
It's great.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening and your support. And just like to sign off by thanking our partners, Bewdley Spirits, AMG Logistics, and who's at Drain Tech. Sorry, Cliff, the guys at Drain Tech, and also our principal partners, Davison's Law, who have we've been using their services this week, actually, because as you know, there's no Neil Moxey at the moment, and I think Moxey's a little bit miffed, so he's tried to get back on the podcast, but Davison's Law have helped us with a restraining order there, so he won't be back anytime soon. You'll be possibly glad to know. So anyway, enough of that frippery. Once again, thank you very much for listening, for watching, and your support, and keep right on.